Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Let's begin the episode 5 of The Perfect Crown. As we saw in the last episode, the Prince Ian comes and saves Hui Ju. Now, let's see the Queen Yoon. She finds out about the accident, prepares to leave at once, and reaches the royal hospital and asks Min how did this happen, where Min Jong-woo is standing in front of her. He tells her that the king is completely fine with no fractures and has only suffered minor injuries. After that, she goes to the king, who is still unconscious. The Queen Yoon starts asking Min where the Prince Ian is. He was also there at that time, wasn't he? Is he alright? Min Jong-woo tells her that the Prince Ian was saving His Majesty, and during that time his left shoulder got injured. It seems he has done everything in his power to stop the car, which is why his surgery is currently going on. After saying this, Min Jong-woo comes outside. A man says that photos of the accident are going viral on social media. Min Jong-woo asks how Miss Seong Hui Ju is doing. The man tells him that she is unconscious right now but will regain consciousness soon. While the two of them are talking, they discuss how they will get those spread-out photos removed as quickly as possible. Meanwhile, we see the Queen Yoon, who is listening to all of this and comes to where they are. She starts asking, what does Mrs. Seong Hui Ju have to do with any of this? She comes to know everything, that the king was in Hui Ju's car and the Prince Ian was saving her. Here we see Queen Yoon, who after hearing this is angry, and she starts heading towards the Hui Ju's room, upon which Min Jong-woo stops her. He says, "Where are you going?" He tells her that at this time she should not go anywhere near anyone, because if people already know that His Majesty was in the Hui Ju's car and the Crown Prince Ian did all of this to save him, you should know how much damage was done at that place and how many traffic rules were broken. If all of this gets out, the blame will fall not on anyone else but on the young king. The Queen Yoon gets convinced. She says, "You are protecting that girl." But Min Jong-woo says, "I am only protecting the crown, nothing else." At this time we see Choi, who is with the court lady. Just then the doctor comes out. He says the surgery went perfectly well and that the Prince Ian will slowly be able to use his shoulder again. We also see Min Jong-woo, who is looking at Hui Ju, and before leaving, he tells this man that he needs to increase Hui Ju's protection even more and to tell him if Hui Ju wakes up. We see the king, who comes to Hui Ju, and we are shown a scene in which Hui Ju is holding his hand. The king does the same and she regains consciousness. She quickly sits up and says, "Are you okay? Were you hurt anywhere? Is anything broken?" And he says, "I am completely fine." Just then she asks, "Where is the Grand Prince Ian? Is he okay?" When Hui Ju finds out that he went into the operating room, we see that she goes straight to the Prince Ian's side. She says, "Is the surgery over? Are you okay? And why did you have to do all this?" Here, Hui Ju notices that there is also a scar on his face. She says, "Why did you have to do all this?" He says, "How are you doing? You had fainted, hadn't you? How are you now? Are you okay?" Saying this, he starts fixing her hair. Upon this, Hui Ju steps back and he says, "I am in pain." And we see that Hui Ju comes right back to him. He pushes her hair aside and looks at her wound and asks her anywhere else. After that, he starts fixing her hair again. Hui Ju steps back again. She says, "She's fine. Why did you have to do all this? If you yourself are not okay, then who will stand behind me? You show me as if you love me very much." We see that the Prince Ian hears this and starts to smile. Just then the scene shifts, and we see Hui Ju's brother Seong Hui Ju. Here his wife is making him do the exercise. After that he gets a call from his father, and his father is telling him everything about Hui Ju. Then he ons the TV, and there the news is showing about Hui Ju and her car is being shown. He says, "I am coming to you soon," to his father, and they both leave. At the hospital, we see Do Hye, who is being stopped by guards. Just then Hui Ju arrives and says, "She is with me." Inside, we see Do Hye getting angry at Hui Ju and telling her how much her stocks have dropped, meaning that the company's stocks have fallen, and because of this, the chairman is freaking very angry and is saying that she should go to his office and meet him as soon as possible, meaning her father. Ju says, "He didn't say anything about my health at all. He didn't even ask once how I am doing." After that, she reveals that the king was in her car and that both of them were saved by the Prince Ian. Du-hye says, "My advice is that you should not do this marriage. Can't you just call it off, because there has been nothing but trouble since Prince Ian entered your life, or the other keeps happening to you. You two are going to get a divorce after 3 years anyway, so why are you both doing so much?" All of this is overheard by Min Jong-woo, who is standing behind them. We see those two start talking, where Hui Ju reveals that it's like a marriage of convenience, and she herself had proposed to the crown prince, and says that he had rejected her 3 times at first. Min Jong-woo asks, "Why are you doing this?" Hui Ju replies, "I want status. I have everything, but I don't have status." Min Jong-woo says, "You are marrying him just for that." Saying this, he sits down. He says, "If you just want status, you can marry me." Just then the scene shifts and we see the Queen Yoon, who is being told by a lady that the Prince Ian has already left. Since the Prince Ian has left, the palace will need a king, and they will also leave. We see the Prince Ian, whom the Prime Minister Min comes to meet. Then the scene shifts, and we see Hui Ju, who has also left the hospital by now, and here she is trying to call the Prince Ian, who is not picking up her call. She says, "If he's been discharged, he left without telling me anything. We hadn't even spoken before." But Du Hai says that when she was talking to Min, Du Hai saw the Prince Ian standing outside her room. When Hui Ju hears this, she starts screaming loudly. In the next scene, we see Hui Ju, who arrives at the Prince Ian's private residency, where her belongings have already been removed. They say this happened on the Prince Ian's orders and they cannot do anything about it. The Prince Ian still isn't picking up her call, so Hui Ju has no choice but to leave. We see that the Prince Ian is watching her calls come in but is not picking up. We are shown the earlier hospital scene where he was standing outside the gate and he overheard that she is marrying him for status. Here he also hears Min telling her that if she just wants status, she can marry him. He heard only this much and turned back. Hui Ju messages him saying, "Whatever you want to say it to my face." The next day we see Hui Ju come to meet him saying, "Why did you remove me from there? Did you do it because of the Queen Mother or because of Min Jong-woo?" To this he says, "What are you saying?" Hui Ju says, "Did you hear something?" He denies it and changes the topic. She asks him again why he removed her from there and he tells her that someone had tampered with her car and that is why her accident happened. The person is being searched for and the investigation is ongoing. That is why he is changing the plan. He says, "We are not doing this marriage." Hui Ju says, "That can't be." "Why are you doing this?" "Because of the accident," she says. "You said my car was tampered with, so I am also a victim here. That is the point, and that is exactly why we need to stop this marriage because if I marry you, you will break all the rules. With every move, you will have some new enemy at every turn. If that happens, the crown will bound to fall." Upon hearing this, Hui Ju listens to his words. We see tears beginning to form in her eyes. In the next scene, we see Hui Ju's brother Seong Hui Ju, who is sitting in front of his father. He is talking about Hui Ju there, saying that maybe she took drugs or was drinking and driving. He is clearly going on and on bad-mouthing her. Just then we see Hui Ju arrives there. She says, "Do you think you can do a takeover of the beauty company?" The father says, "You tell me what happened there." But her father has already come to know that the Crown Prince Ian has removed her. She says, "Did you have me followed? It's just a lover's spat. You are angry because your stocks went down. But that is not how it is. Tomorrow in the newspaper it will come out. It was not my fault at all. I had neither taken drugs nor was I drinking, so your stocks will come right back to where they were." Then the father says, "You don't even realize you're being used and that the prince is using her for her money." He says, "You should not trust anyone." After that, we see a fight breaks out between her and her father over the company matters, and Yu walks out from there. We see Du Hai, whom Hai Ju had sent to the place where her car was repaired to find out who last worked on her car. We see the Prince Ian, who is with Choi, where he tells him that he has refused the marriage. Choi is very angry at him. He says, "Even if you had committed murder, I would have stood by you. But here I will not stand by you. Tell me why you did all this. You must have had your reasons." The prince says, "I did all this to keep her alive." We are shown a flashback which is from the year 2005. Here the Prince Ian calls his mother and says that he needs something to eat, because of which his mother takes a ride drives out. Just as his mother is driving, a truck driver crashes into her car. She dies right there. Because of this, the Crown Prince Ian is unable to sleep properly at night. We come back to the same accident scene where the Prince Ian is by her side and is telling himself that if he doesn't save her today, he will regret it deeply. In the end, the prince says, "That is why I changed my mind, and all of this was my mistake." We are shown that same scene again where Min Jong-woo is standing in front of the Prince Ian. He says, "Signs of deliberate tempering were found in the car. Don't worry. I will protect you and the king, but you have to protect Seong Hui Ju," he says. "To protect Seong Hui Ju, you have to cast her out far away from the palace, meaning let them go outside. That is why the Prince Ian did all this." He then says to the Choi, "You have to do one thing for me. You have to prepare a parting gift." Then we see the Queen Yoon, who is looking at a list. It is the inner court banquet guest list. Royal ladies are coming. The queen is going through the list and crosses out many names, meaning she cuts the names of many ladies. The compiled list reaches Min Jong-woo. After looking at it, he says, "Again, everyone on this list is royal." We see Hui Ju, where Choi comes to her and has brought a gift for her. The Prince Ian had sent an invitation for that same inner court banquet. Hui Ju starts saying, "Only noble women attend this. How did I get invited?" She gets angry and says, "In 600 years, this has never ever happened before. Why is this happening now? Why have I suddenly been invited?" He tells her that she is being invited so that everyone will understand that the refusal did not come from his side, because from the palace's side, the marriage has not been refused. Upon this, she gets angry and says, "You want to stage a performance for the public? Is that why I was called?" But he has also brought a dress for her, which he shows her. But Hui Ju is angry and says, "I will not go there," and she refuses. Choi then tells the Prince Ian all of this. We are shown an earlier scene where we see the Prince Ian sitting in front of the Queen Yoon. He says, "I am protecting her. I will not marry her. But I have one condition: you will have to invite her to the inner court banquet." Moving forward, we see the Queen Yoon agrees to his words. In the present, the Prince Ian tells Choi to go tell her that he is calling her and also thinks to persuade her himself. This is conveyed by Do Hye to her as well. She says, "Who is he to call me?" Do Hye says, "Are you angry at him because he dumped you?" Hearing this, she says, "Why would you say that when I am enjoying fried chicken? You ruined my mood and now I don't even feel like eating." She says, "Father is right. I am a businesswoman and I should have known better than to trust a stranger." After that, we are shown multiple scenes where we see Do Hye trying to convince Hui Ju to attend the banquet and to meet him. He is also trying to call and is getting angry at her. The response is what he did to her, so her anger is completely justified. The scene shifts and we see Do Hye, who is talking to Hui Ju. Do Hye is currently coming out of a police station, and she tells her that the man who repaired her car, she looked at his resume and he had written everything falsely, meaning he had written everything wrong. She says that there is a shop in front of his location. He must have gone there to get something, scour their CCTV footage and find out quickly. After the call ends, we see that Hui Ju receives a message from the Prince Ian. He is saying that whatever she wants to say, she should say it to his face. After that, we see the two of them sitting face to face, where the Prince Ian says, "Are you scared to come to the banquet? I will prepare everything from clothes to the etiquette lessons. You don't need to be scared because I will take care of everything." She says, "Why? You had told me that I would break all the rules and create new enemies for you. Then provide me with convincing reason." Hui Ju says, "You risked your life to save me, after which you said that the two of us will not get married. Now you are inviting me for that inner court banquet. Split personality. Why?" He says, "I just wanted to protect you, save you. If I marry you, the same will keep happening to you. You will be attacked again and again." And she starts calling him a coward. Hui Ju stands up, takes the bow and says, "Who do you like the most? You like your cats, don't you? Try protecting them." And she bows toward them, stands aiming at them. Just as she is about to shoot the arrow, we see he takes it from her, and in doing so, it ends up hurting her hand. Hui Ju takes the Prince Ian's hand and says, "This is how you protect someone. To save someone, you have to be offensively safe. You have to fight back." She takes the cloth and ties it around his hand. Or she says, "You only know how to bend, that's why you lose to people beneath you. We both go the way we want. We always move forward. We never look back, nor do we ever compromise. That's how you and I both get what we want." In the next scene, we see Choi, who is with the Prince Ian, and says, "She is one scary lady. What has she done? She crossed her limit." The Prince Ian says she did not cross her limit, and nor did she release her bow. "It was I who took the bow from her. She never crossed the line." On the other side, we see Do Hye, whose employees are all doing work, meaning they are checking the CCTV footage of that store. Now we see that the repair boy is found. Here, he pays money using a Castle Pay app, whose founder is none other than Hui Ju's brother, Seong Hui Ju. That is why we see Hui Ju going to her brother. She goes for his help, but he tells her that someone had tried to kill her. After hearing this, Hui Ju's brother Seong Hui Ju starts looking into it. Just then, we are shown Min Jong-woo, who is standing at this location, and we are shown that scene again. "If you just want status, you can marry me." Hui Ju says, "Whether we divorce or not, that is a matter for later, but he will always remain a royal. Your situation is different. You have a 5-year term and have to serve them, meaning you will have to remain as their servant. You should serve another term." Thinking this, we see Min, whose eyes have a few tears in them. We see the Prince Ian, who is at a place where Lady Choi is standing behind him. She is speaking about Hui Ju, saying that she is a very good girl. Just let her win if you can. If you want, you can stay with her. Meanwhile, we see the Prince Ian calls Hui Ju and says, the invitation has already been sent, so you cannot decline. I did all this for you, and this is what is good for you. I know that, and yes, please forgive me for what I did to you today. I am not going to hurt you, your cat, or anyone. He says, I know, please forgive me too, because I could not keep my promise. Hearing this, Hui Ju says, as long as you know, and becomes a little happy. The next day, we see Choi come to meet her where she says, I am ready to go to that banquet. Here Choi is giving information about the banquet and the things she should be aware of. He says, all the guests who are invited holds a ranks, those with higher ranks walk in front, those with lower ranks walk behind, that's the custom. Du Hai then asks, what is my madam's rank? Choi says, Msa Seong is super accomplished and she has no rank at all. After that, we see Hui Ju, who is reading information about that same banquet. Just then, a call comes from the Prince Ian and the two of them meet at a location. Hui Ju arrives and says, where did you ever find the nerve to wear that kilik? Why do you always wear such clothes? Wear stylish clothes like me. We see her walking forward and then walking backwards. She says, don't mind me just practicing, I have to walk at the very last according to the ranks. That day finally arrives, the banquet day, and here we see 20 ladies coming in one after another. We are also watching Hui Ju, who is looking at the attire she is going to wear. We come back to that same scene where the Prince Ian says, leading the way, how do you do it? I just never learned, I was always the one following behind, she says, because I also always walk behind, because I could never walk properly. But she says, tomorrow you come with me. From now on you won't walk behind me, you'll walk with me, and I'll teach you. We come back to the present where we see Hui Ju looking at some clothes. Just then the scene shifts and we see her brother arriving at his wife's place and saying that the man who had attacked Hui Ju last night, he has died. The scene shifts and we see the inner banquet where all the ladies have arrived. Here they are gossiping about how commoners are being invited to a noble family event, and also saying about Hui Ju who caused a public scandal, and also royal family is such a joke these days. But just then the Queen Yoon arrives and gets angry at them. In the middle of all this, we see the gate opens, and Hui Ju enters wearing a suit, meaning she has not come in the traditional dress. Hui Ju enters and shows respect to the Queen Yoon and says, please forgive me. I am late, and I still do not know my way around the palace. Here the Queen Yoon cannot say anything to her because there are many reporters behind. In the next scene we see all the ladies walking inside the palace. Here we see Hui Ju, who is at the very last, and she is feeling hot. Because of this, the Queen Yoon looks at her and says, we will walk around the palace grounds a little more because it's even more beautiful when the flowers are in bloom. But just then everyone starts looking in one direction and our Crown Prince Ian comes walking in. He approaches Hui Ju and says, just as you told me, I have come. Now teach me how to walk. Now that I'm by your side, the two of them begin walking together. The prince says to himself, do not bend to their will, whatever happens now. I will stand by you and I will not step back. I will not compromise. I shall fight with all that I have. Whatever comes, we will face it together. Whatever you want to do, you can do it. The Prince Ian comes to Hui Ju and they both start walking together. Now we see the Prince Ian waiting for Hui Ju and keeps calling her because she is getting dressed. She tells the lady Choi, don't you find him to be so impatient? She says, just give me a second, she's coming quickly. We see Choi coming to the Prince Ian saying, is Emma Seong still getting dressed? Then we see Emma Seong Hui Ju, who opens the gate, comes out already, and the reaction of both of them is something like that. Then the scene shifts and we see the king. Here, a lady says that the Queen Mother has forbidden you from going and your attendance will not be required. To which he says that my uncle has called me, so I will go. We see the Queen Yoon, in front of whom is Min Jong-woo, who says that if you've asked me to come along, how can I refuse your request? And they both leave and arrive at the party. A little later, we see that Hui Ju and the prince arrive there, looking absolutely stunning, and everyone is praising them. After arriving, the two of them start dancing. Everyone is watching them. At this same time, we see the Queen Yoon, who tells Min Jong-woo that the Prince Ian had told her that if she invites Hui Ju, he won't marry her, and that this is a good farewell gift for Hui Ju. We must honor his wishes. He says so there is a use for this after all, and feels the dance has no meaning and hated these lessons the most. Hui Ju also says that she doesn't like dancing like this either. They keep dancing. He tells her even though this seems quite effective, everyone's eyes are on us, but you have to only look at him and everyone should feel like as if they are hopelessly in love, and Hui Ju does exactly that. At this point we see someone who is getting jealous. Then the Prince Ian tells her that whatever he does, she must support him, and the Prince Ian proposes to Hui Ju, and seeing this, the Queen Yoon starts burning with jealousy. "Will you give me your hand in marriage?" To which Hui Ju says yes, and the prince puts the ring on her finger. At this point, the Queen Yoon can't even understand what is going on. We see that both of them reach the king and ask him, "Will you honor us with your blessings?" where they ask for his permission for marriage. We see the Queen Yoon who is trying to stop her son, the king. But the king says yes to both of them and says that he wants them both to be happy. Hearing this, they both become happy and everyone is celebrating for them. We see that after watching all this, the Queen Yoon tells Min to do something and utilize your veto power, and royal marriages must be approved by the minister. He says, "His Majesty has already said yes. How can I question that?" The Queen says that you are the Prime Minister. You can do anything. To which he says, "The crown and the cabinet must remain unified. Okay, I'll look into it." At the same time, we see Do Hai who is in front of Choi and says, "Is there usually no cell service here that Hui Ju's call is not going through?" He tells her that they have blocked the network connection because of all the guests. He asks her to come along with him. Over here we see Hui Ju and the Prince Ian, where 3 girls come who were saying bad things to her at that time, and now they are congratulating her. We see that the Queen Yoon and Min Jong-woo also arrive there, and the Prince Ian reaches the Queen Yoon and asks her to dance. Here, both of them are dancing. The Queen Yoon says, "Who know you had such a gift for deception, she won't let this go so easily." He says, "What will you do now? Will you change His Majesty's royal command or go against him?" Hearing this, she is in shock. He says, "There's no need to get so angry because I want my marriage to be conducted on my terms." We jump and see the Prince Ian who says something to her, something like, "How did someone so well-informed ever see fit to amend my brother's will?" Hearing this, we see the Queen who is in extreme shock and also scared and says that is absurd. At that point, even her dancing has stopped, because of which the prince says that you have to keep dancing, everyone is watching. Then we see Hui Ju who reaches Min Jong-woo to dance with him. Here Min holds her hand and is looking at this ring, and we are shown a scene from the past. We see Min who is in the royal school. Then 2 guys are talking among themselves that the girl who is a very studious student hasn't come today, and she has an exam too. She won't be a top laureate this time, and someone locked her up here. We see Min who is listening to all this, because of which we see Min who starts looking for her. Then he hears Hui Ju's voice. At that time she is stuck in a lift, and we see Min who gets Hui Ju out. Hui Ju holds his hand and starts running with him. She says, "Tell all those people that I'm late because I'm still stuck in the lift and they'll believe you." After hearing this, Min takes her and starts running. Now we come to the present, where both of them are also dancing together. "Are you also against my marriage? If you also go against me, if I lose you, I'll be left all alone. If you want me to support you, you have to tell me everything truthfully and promise that you will never lie." And Hui Ju says yes to this. Then we see that partners are swapped, and Min is still looking at Hui Ju, and the Queen notices all of this. After the party ends, we see Hui Ju who is at this place, and is very happy looking at the ring. She says, "Was this really the Queen Wei Hyan's ring? She always wore it when I was in school. I used to look at this ring. Can I really keep this ring? No, that is a national treasure. This is only yours for 3 years. After the divorce, you'll return it to me." Hearing this, Hui Ju gets angry and says, "Take this right now," to which he refuses. He says that his mother didn't even like this ring because she found it very heavy. She says, "So if that's the case, your mother loved you the most. That's why she didn't give this ring to your brother. That's why she gave it to you." The Prince Ian says, "Yes, you said right. My father detested to never gave me anything and hated giving me anything." Now we see the Prince Ian who is looking at Hui Ju, who is looking extremely beautiful. Here, he starts moving her hair back, at which she gets a little shy and stands up straight. On the other side, we see Choi who is fixing some flowers saying, "Could you be any prettier?" And at this time, Do Hye is also with him. So Do Hye tells Choi that her parents run a flower shop. Then we see that these 2 arrive there. Hui Ju and Prince Hyun. She tells her that because of proposal you've become very famous and many calls are coming in, and tomorrow I fixed a meeting for you. Hearing this, Hui Ju becomes very happy and asks Prince Ian, "Can I wear this ring for the interview?" And seeing her happy, our Prince Ian says, "Do as you wish," and also becomes happy. The scene shifts and we see Sang Tae-ju who is also happy, and his wife is saying that now we have also become officially a royal family. He says that now I've become the Prince Ian's brother-in-law, after which he starts becoming sad. He says something strange is happening because that damn mechanic guy who has died, meaning the person who tried to kill Hui Ju, has been killed, and that is strange. On the other side, in the palace, we see Sungwon, who comes to meet the Queen Yoon, and here the Queen Yoon is very angry. Sungwon is also angry. He's saying that we're not going to accept their proposal. This is nonsense. I will petition His Majesty to rescind his command, but the Queen says that right now we can't do anything because I feel that the Prince Ian has come to know everything. Oh, he knows about the will that the late king wrote, and maybe he might even have some evidence. We are shown a past scene where we see the late king, meaning his brother, who is writing in his will that he wants to make his younger brother the king, but the Queen refuses and says, "Have you really gone mad that she won't let this happen?" In the present, we won't let her stay with the Prince Ian, meaning they will do something to them. We see Seong Hui Ju and his wife who are telling all this to their father, and he gets angry, meaning he gets angry hearing about Hui Ju and the Prince Ian. After this, he tells Han Dae-young, "We need to plant someone in the palace and to talk to her sister because there must be someone in the palace whom she trusts, and he has some work." In this scene, we see the two of them entering Castle Beauty Company. I thought your father doesn't like her. My father doesn't like her, but he also doesn't like anyone troubling Hui Ju, and Dae-young can't understand anything. We see that both of them reach Hui Ju. First they talk about the beauty company and say that you're going to become a royal. Have you named your successor yet? After this, who will be the successor of this company? Here Seong Hui Ju is suggesting himself that she should transfer her company's management rights to his name, but she is a little high-headed and says she'll decide all that later. So tell me about what I asked. Did you investigate? He says yes, he found out about that person, but he's been killed and he has no siblings and no parents. First she sits there a bit sadly, at which both of them come close to her to show sympathy and tells her you meet all kinds of crazy people in life. But then we see Hui Ju, who starts abusing that person really badly and says that if he were alive, she would have killed him. Her brother says that, "For a moment I had forgotten who you are." Then Do-hai arrives and tells her that she has to go because Hui Ju has an interview. In the next scene, we see that she is giving an interview. Questions are being asked about her and the Prince Ian, where she is saying she went to the same school and various things. But she also says that the Prince Ian is a bit too overprotective. He must think that I'd break at the lightest touch. After this, we are shown a night scene and we see the Prince Ian, to whom Choi comes and shows him Hui Ju's interview. Here we see the Prince Ian, who is watching her interview and is smiling. Hui Ju arrives at the Prince Ian's private residence, where everyone is very happy. She tells them that Do-hai is my right-hand woman, so she will also stay here with me. After which we see Hui Ju, and here this girl, meaning the girl who was sent by the Queen Yoon, is keeping her clothes, and she is looking at this bag. Then we see Hui Ju, who starts looking at her. At this time, we see Do-ye, who arrives there and tells this girl that she'll do all the work, you can leave from here. We are shown a flashback where all these people are talking. You have to find out who it is. Both the palace and private residence are checked regularly. Here they also suspect one girl, and that person is none other than this very girl. Here they also tell Do-hee that you can also stay in the private residence, and Choi is happy hearing this. Now we come back to the present, where we see Hui Ju, who is talking with the prince. Ian the prince. Ian says that they need to plan the wedding tomorrow. You have to come to the palace and I'll send a car for you and you don't have to drive the car. Okay? The next day, Hui Ju does exactly that. Then we see Min in front of her and they both start coming together. But they are both talking. Hui Ju says, "Will you help us plan our wedding?" To which he says yes. "I'm the prime minister and your wedding is basically a state affair." We see the Prince Ian, who is waiting for them. Then both of them arrive, and seeing them together, he starts getting jealous. He also asks if they both came here together. To which she say no, "We met at the palace gate." Over here, Do-hye is standing outside and talking to someone to push back the meeting. Then Choi arrives there and starts talking about the flowers planted in the outside of the palace. At this time, Do-hye is distracted but is listening to his words. Here, Choi is praising the flowers very highly. Then Lady Choi arrives there. Seeing her, Choi runs away from there. These three are talking about the wedding. Min says royal weddings generate more revenue than they cost after all. Here we see Hui Ju, who asks about the wedding expenses, at which Min comes to her and tells her about the wedding expenses, because of which she is in shock and burns her tongue. We see that Min gives her something. Seeing this, the Prince Ian is completely burning with jealousy and tells Min that Hui Ju is going to be my wife, so you don't need to do all this. Please mind your conduct. He says he knows everything. To which Hui Ju says that he knows everything about them, their contract marriage that is about to happen. Then the scene shifts and we see Seong Hui Ju and Han Dae-young, where this girl comes to them. This is the same girl who used to look down on Han Dae-young, but this time Han starts teasing her by calling herself a royal. I'm wondering if I should join her in the palace. I have to step in. What choice do I have? It's not like she has a mother to lean on. We see that girl and her face falls. Over here, the Prince Ian is angry at Hui Ju. Why did you tell Min all this? She starts explaining that she had no choice. He walked in when she was talking to Do. Yeah, it's a good thing. He'll be of help to us because he's the Prime Minister. The Prince Ian says that you can't trust anyone. To which she says, I trust him more than you, because he has been by my side since childhood. For all I know, you could just bail out on me again. Calling you fickle would be an understatement. Here they both get angry at each other. Then they say, let's just go ahead and write the contract. But they both write their own terms and conditions. Then Lady Choi says that the Queen Yoon has come to meet you. We see that they start hiding these papers. The Queen Yoon comes inside and tells them both to come have dinner together. We are soon to be family after all. On the other side, we see these two as well, who are also having dinner and talking about the Prince Ian and Hui Ju. Here he also asks about Doihye's type, what kind of person does she like? The scene shifts. Over here we see all these people having dinner. Here everyone is laughing and talking. After a little while, we see the Queen Yoon. She starts saying that if your father were here and saw us like this, who knows what he would say about this union. He would have requested a letter of apology. He so frequently scolded you for standing in your brother's way. Then the queen starts blaming the Prince Ian. She says that just as you killed your brother, will you kill your nephew too? Will you eliminate that child to sit on the throne? Will you kill him just like you did with your brother? We see Hui Ju, who is listening to all this but doesn't say anything. Here she holds the prince's hand and says, "Are you okay?" But she tells the queen that we are leaving because the gates are about to be locked, and she smiles and walks out. After this, we see them both leaving, where the Prince Ian says, "Can't you walk a little slowly?" She at this time is very angry and says, "Just know I'm holding back because we're not married yet. I wouldn't leave you." She says that as soon as after marriage, whatever comes in your path, I will clear it. You don't believe me? But the Prince Ian says, "I do, but just take me away from here for now." In the next scene, we see that both of them are in a car, where the prince says that he loves driving very much, because when he drives at high speed, he feels like he is flying. I'm not allowed to run or ride a bike, but allowed to drive. Here, Hui Ju is looking at the prince, after which she says, "If you really want to fly, come with me." She brings him to this place, meaning it's her own yacht. He says, "Do you intend to propose to me? You said we were going to fly." On the other side in the palace, we see the king, who comes to these people and says, "Where is the prince? I heard that Hui Ju is here too," at which he becomes sad and leaves. After he leaves, Du Yai says, "Wasn't he so cute?" On the other side, we see these two who are on the yacht. She says, "Is someone chasing you?" "There will be no one in the sea now because I have bought everything and all of this is mine." We see that Hui Ju gives him something to eat which he doesn't eat. "Haven't I told you that I can only eat at a verified restaurant? I am a royal. Just do whatever you want today. You may be a royal, but how did you end up marrying a commoner? So just eat this quickly." What could the prince do? He starts eating. After which we see that he starts vomiting because he gets seasick. Seeing this, Hui Ju becomes a physician herself. She pricks on his finger. The prince starts feeling better. Hui Ju says, "How did I ever put my trust in such a cowardly prince? Come on, it's our time to fly." We see that both of them come to the front of the yacht, where we see Hui Ju, who stretches out her arms in the air. Prince Ian says, "This is too dangerous, come down now." Here we see both of them who are very happy. Then we see the Prince Ian, who says, "You said you'd let me fly. Why are you the one flying?" The yacht's balance is disturbed and both of them fall backwards. She asks, "You didn't get hurt, did you, Prince Ian?" The Prince Ian says, "As you said that I can do whatever I want. You said you would support me in everything." We see that he pulls her down. At this time, Hui Ju is just listening to his words. She is not able to say anything. Then we see the Prince Ian, who kisses her. Hui Ju can't control herself and she returns the kiss, and this keeps going on because both of them are not stopping. And we are shown one more flashback. Here we see Hui Ju and the Prince Ian, who are practicing dance together and are very happy. With this, episode 6 ends right here. Tell me in the comments how you liked the episodes 5 and 6, and like the video. Subscribe to this channel for the upcoming episodes of this drama. See you in the next video. Until then, keep supporting and goodbye.